What does a blind man with a dog and the Maple Leafs have in common? Neither can hold a lead. Oh, okay. After that very joke that's going to get me cancelled, uh, for my first video, this YouTube channel, I'm going to be talking about the game that happened yesterday between the Toronto Maple Leafs and the Ottawa Senators. I think all of you who are saying this probably know what happened. Leafs blew a 5-1 lead against probably the worst team in the National Hockey League. Maybe debate it down in the comments. Is it the Kings? Is it the Red Wings? The Senators? Probably the Senators. But anyways, they blew a 4-1. No, 5-1. My mistake. 4-1 was 2013 against Boston in the playoffs. But they blew a 5-1 lead to the worst team in the NHL. After playing very good first two periods, and then they just shut off in the third. Simple as that. They took the foot off the gas. That's the most cliche thing ever, but they took the foot off the gas. This team can't hold a lead. Like, even against Montreal. That was a 1-goal lead. Any type of sustained offense probably wins you that game. But instead, they gifted Montreal. Montreal also played decent in the third, but the Leafs didn't play well in the third. They gave Montreal a free 2 points, but they could have gone 7 points above them and had a pretty commanding lead in the Canadian division. But that's besides the point. They lost after leading 5-1. Lost 5-6 in overtime. They still got a loser point, so 4 points above the Montreal Canadiens. Frankly, they didn't deserve the loser point. They probably should have given it to another team or just revoked that loser point. But as Leaf fans, we gotta understand every team has an off game, but this is just unacceptable. Honestly, it's unacceptable how bad this team played in the third period. Like, you give up 2 shorthanded goals, I believe, and then you also give up a 4-minute major, which they killed, and then immediately got scored on by Connor Brown, a former Toronto Maple Leaf, because it's the Leafs. But anyways, this team needs to learn from this defeat. They need to learn that they are mortal. They were flying high after that 3-game series against Vancouver. They beat Montreal, so they had a 4-game win streak. And I think that got to their heads. They thought they were untouchable, and 2-game skid. They're going into another game tomorrow from when this is being recorded against the Ottawa Senators. And it's been said, I believe, that Matt Murray will start not tomorrow, but Thursday. But yeah, it's probably going to be Matt Murray versus Michael Hutchinson on Thursday. And that's the big thing. Can they win with Michael Hutchinson? Because Jack Campbell isn't coming back until next week. And you don't want to have Freddie be exhausted heading into a huge game, against the Montreal Canadiens. But, yeah. John Tavares, William Nylander, they were invisible. They just simply did not show up. Like, Tavares wasn't as bad as Nylander, but Nylander was bad. Nylander did not show up. He seems like he's unmotivated. Like, they need to get to him and to get him going. And, yeah. Now let's talk about another thing. The third line needs to put up points. Simple as that. They need to put up points. They don't, it's over. They're not going to win games if the third line is consistently not performing. I know. Pierre Engvall scored. But over the season, the third line has been bad, honestly. But I think the trio of Mikheyev, Engvall, Kerfoot should be good. Maybe this was an off game, but I think that if this team doesn't learn from this defeat, they're not making big strides in the playoffs. And we all know, as Leaf fans, this is a critical year for the franchise because there's 2 big contracts coming up: Zach Hyman and Frederik Andersen. Personally, I think Frederick Anderson, unless they like win a cup, isn't gonna stay. I think he's on the wrong side of 30, and they might explore a cheaper, younger option. But I still think that Zach Hyman's the big one, whether he's going to resign or not. And I don't know. But I gotta say, this team still has talent. I still think they can make deep run. They should be able to win the Canadian Conference Division thing in the playoff format. I'm not saying they will, but they should be able to win. The big test, if they win, would be the conference finals. You're going to be facing a team that's elite most of the time, unless some team has a magical run. But most of the time, you're going to be facing your Tampas, your Colorados, your Vegas, your Boston, St. Louis even, other very good teams that you haven't played the entire year. And I think they need to be prepared to be playing a new team, not just the same 7 teams. I think 7. They need to get tougher. They need to just use their bodies more. And also, hopefully, Wayne Simmonds returns soon. I believe they said it was 6 weeks, and you saw the impact that Wayne Simmonds not being there has had. The team has looked a lot worse without Wayne Simmonds. But, good news, Jumbo Joe's back. Also, the Toronto Marlies started, so we're going to get more film on 3 big guys, Timothy Liljegren, Rasmus Sandin, and Nick Robertson, who could potentially, Nick Robertson I could see, maybe if somebody on the third line doesn't work, or they want to try him out, he could probably be there. Also, I think you probably heard, but the Toronto Maple Leafs traded for Alex Galchenyuk. I think depth piece, they need him, but yeah. I think this team is still a frontrunner for the Canadian division, but they need to learn from this. And yeah, thank you for listening to this. Any constructive criticism would be amazing. Subscribe and leave a like, and thank you.